Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshatarine Namo Mahavdanyaya Krishna Prema Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishe Namaha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna. So I'm very happy to come back here to Iskcon Kaggadaspura. So today's topic of discussion is of one of the angas of the Bhakti, 9 angas of Bhakti. Who this can be? It's too much of sound. Okay. It's good. So one of the angas of Bhakti, so that is the Pada Sevanam. We have this wonderful shloka which Prahlad Maharaj actually speaks about, describing the various angas of Bhakti. When recently, we have celebrated Narsimha Chaturdashi, and we were remembering these, pastimes of Prahlad and Narsimha. So there, once at one point in time, when Hiranyakashipu asks Prahlad, so how have you become a devotee? Who has made you like this? In simple terms, किसने तुम्हारा दिमाग खराब किया? So that was the question that was asked. So then Prahlad Maharaj, in response, he told that actually speaking, my head is not spoiled. Your head is spoiled. So I am rightly engaged in the service of the Lord. The Lord is the master of everything and everyone. And everyone has to be rightly engaged in the service of the Lord, and I am engaged. So there is no problem at all in that. So, but you are not able to understand that particular thing. And so in that aspect, he actually mentions this particular shloka: Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Basically, Hiranyakashipu asks, what is the best of the things that you have learned in the school? So that time he answers, this one. And then, so this is not just, after Prahlad told, it became an authoritative thing. It has always been, these angas of Bhakti has always been there. So now if we see in the greater scheme of Krishna consciousness, so what is the bigger picture? We are executing Krishna consciousness for attaining our ultimate goal. And what is the goal? So goal is that we have to become intensely attached to the Lord and develop the love of Godhead. That is the goal of Krishna consciousness. So we are all originally we belong to the spiritual world. We are spirit souls. Originally we belong to the spiritual world, and somehow or other we have come to this world of duality. And in this place, we are actually having the struggle for existence. And the solution the scriptures offers is that we have to get back to our original home, that is the spiritual world. And to get back there, so the ticket to go back to the spiritual world is technically called as the love of Godhead. That is the this one that we need to attain. And how do we attain that? How do we attain the attachment to the Supreme Lord? So we have to spend time with the Supreme Lord, to get that attachment. And how do we spend time? So one of the things that Srila Prabhupada sometimes gives this example of a king is sitting in a throne and a fly is also sitting along with it. So it doesn't, the fly may be sitting there, but he doesn't have any authority, or he doesn't have any, or even the proximity of the king and things like that. So it's just the physical proximity, but it is not in any way he is having any privilege of being closer to the king. So in the same way, like we may also be close to the holy name, or we may be taking darshan of the Lord, and we may be honoring prasadam. No, all these things we may be doing, but still, no, without having proper connect, no, with the Lord. So often we have discussed this example of charging the phone means, no, if you put double tape and put it on the socket, it will not charge, though it is very close, no, to the socket, but charging will not happen. So there is a particular process of connecting, no, that is there. So the process of connecting is the devotional service. No, we are servant of the Supreme Lord, and Lord is our master. So like the connection between the servant and master is the service. No, that's the way like we are connected with the Supreme Lord. So now like this devotional service, like this is exactly what Prahlad Maharaj is actually explaining here, that it can be done in this 9 different ways. No, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. So, iti pumsarpita Vishnu, Bhaktis chain Navalakshana, Kriyate Bhakavatyarda, Tanmanye Deetam Uttamam. So, he mentions, that if anyone who performs these devotional service, no, towards Vishnu, so then that I consider to be like very, very great. Right? So, in this way, like Prahlad Maharaj is actually giving this particular this one. So now when we spend time with the Lord, so like there are other aspects also. Today morning I was giving a session in Kannamangala, like where the topic is on Vaishnava etiquette. So like the place, how the Vaishnava etiquette actually plays a role in this whole this one. So like when we spend time with Krishna, so there are other few things have to be taken care of. So we were discussing this in many other forums also, this particular example. It's a very vivid example that if I have to develop friendship with someone, I go to him, I spend time and I exchange gifts and things like that. But when I come back from his home, so I just beat his child and come, So then what will that person think of me? Will he develop friendship with me? No. So like to develop friendship or to develop relationship with the Lord, so we have to spend time with him, we have to render service to him, we have to please him, and at the same time we should also take care of all his part and parcels, all his energies. So Krishna has the material world as an energy. So like how do we deal with the natural resources? That is also like comes to the point. Comes to help our devotional service. How do we deal with common people? How do we deal with devotees? How do we deal with various different things which are connected to Krishna? So all these things matters, right? So like the whole process of Krishna consciousness is we positively try to spend our time with Krishna in devotional service, and at the same time we also like try to follow certain etiquettes, how the way we deal with Krishna and his associates, how do we deal with them in such a way that Lord will be pleased, and how do we avoid the wrong ways of dealing. So in that way, like we will avoid committing sin and we will avoid committing offenses. So that is the way of approaching Krishna. And here sometimes like we focus upon the devotional service aspect, and sometimes we focus upon the etiquettes, and sometimes we focus upon the offenses, and sometimes we focus upon the clarity of the subject, the sambandha, like who is Krishna, who am I, and the basic identification and things like that. So in this way, like various subjects that we put focus on at various times. So today the focus is on the aspect of how do we connect with Krishna, the specific aspect of connecting with Krishna. So we have heard Shravanam, Kirtanam and Smaranam. So these 3 things we have heard. So all of this actually goes one after another. So once a person is solidly situated in Shravanam, he also can perform Kirtanam. So once he performs Shravanam and Kirtanam, then he can actually go deeper into the Smaranam, or remembrance of the Lord, right? So once he performs these 3 things, so then the next thing is Pada Sevanam. So like no, we also see that sometimes even new people also we engage them in service. No, that's no, like that's definitely good for them. So like anytime anybody renders any service to Krishna, so it is always good. No, it is always beneficial for them. So but then we see that like a prolonged no way if we are rendering service. So then we also need this Shravanam and Kirtanam as a prelude, no, and Shravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam as a prelude. So like sometimes no people actually tell that no we got burnt out no because of lot of service or something like that. So that means what? So it is not the quantity of service is not the problem. The like remembrance of the Lord is not there. No, it doesn't matter like no whether you cook for 10 people, no 50 people, 100 people, 500 people. If there is sufficient water, so nothing will get stuck in the bottom. No, if there is no sufficient water, the foodstuffs will get stuck to the bottom. It gets burnt out. You know, so the water here is the no effective remembrance of the Lord. And to have effective remembrance of the Lord, we need to have sufficient Shravanam and Kirtanam. So good quality of Shravanam and Kirtanam no helps us to have good quality of remembrance. And if good remembrance of the Lord is there, so then we can even do service like Hanuman. No, Hanuman did so much of service. Day and night he did service to Lord Ramachandra. And but never he got no burnt out. So like he was only like feeling more and more enthused no to do service. So this is why the previous things are very essential. The foundation is the Shravanam and Kirtanam. So once a devotee is nicely situated in the foundational principles, so then the next steps becomes no easier, right? So in the shloka itself, where no Prahlad Maharaj is talking about this aspects of devotional service. So there, this aspect is there, Pada Sevanam. So he mentions Pada Sevanam means engaging oneself in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord according to time and circumstance. So this is like all the various practical services that we may be doing, like cleansing the temple hall, putting this mats and rendering various different services. So they also come under the category of Pada Sevanam, according to the time and circumstances. And then in detail, like Srila Prabhupada explains that Pada Sevanam, according to one's taste and strength, hearing, chanting and remembrance may be followed by Pada Sevanam. This is as we were discussing, that these things have to like successively follow one another. And in case if somebody is like feeling very burnt out in service, so then they should see, okay, fine, like the previous foundation is like got shaken, we have to work on the foundation. So like sometimes this so happens that devotee, one time we were discussing that during marathon, like devotees go out for book distribution, for long hours, and the check is that, so if we are able to focus on, like if you are able to feel the mercy of the Lord, and we are grateful to the Lord for the service, and we are very happy to connect the Lord, to connect so many souls to the lotus feet of the Lord. So if we are happy about all these things, so then everything is going good. Otherwise, if we are feeling burdened and if we are feeling like different kinds of things, so then we should see that the previous things, Shravanam is not happening, or sufficient foundation is not happening. So that is why like we have to work on the previous things, and once we work on the foundation, then automatically other things will solidly stand. So this is a very important thing. So according to one's taste and strength, hearing, chanting and remembrance may be followed by Pada Sevanam. One obtains the perfection of remembering when one constantly think of the lotus feet of the Lord. So in the Smaranam aspect also, you might have heard, whenever this concept of Smaranam comes, so this is also accompanied by thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord, remembering the lotus feet of the Lord. So this is a constant or very important principle that has been highlighted in many places. So remembering the lotus feet of the Lord also is equalized to remembering his instructions and rendering service to him according to the instructions. And also remembering the lotus feet of the Lord also means to take darshan of the Lord in the temple. So in many ways, like we can actually do this thing. And so interestingly, this is one important aspect. Remembering the lotus feet of the Lord is a very important aspect. So in the process of Krishna consciousness, there are 3 stages that are mentioned. So Sambandha, Abhidheya and Prayojana. Like the Sambandha stage, if you see, clarity of what is what. Right now, our conditioned stage, like everything is dark, around us. Somebody may say, like, we are sitting under the light. Why the Vedic scriptures are telling tamasoma jyotirgama, so don't stay in darkness. And somebody will say, like, no, I am sitting under the light, so why the scriptures are telling, like, no, you don't stay in the darkness, go towards the light, so the darkness that is mentioned here is not the darkness of insufficient light, the darkness of, like, unable to perceive how everything is connected with the Supreme Lord. That is the darkness that has been spoken about. So, like, in this, when we are actually situated in this darkness, so then we require this Sambandha Jnana. Sambandha Jnana actually facilitates to make us understand who is Krishna, what all the different energies Krishna has. So, like the material energy, the spiritual energy, and how all these energies are connected to Krishna. So all these things is very nicely explained. So this is theoretical explanation. And when we are also able to see this, so then it is called like a good revelation of the Lord, good Sambandha actually. So for that, like the Sambandha Vigraha, so in the scriptures actually give very nice this one. There are a certain portion of the scriptures called the Sambandha Gyan. And to gain that knowledge, so we need to worship a deity called Sambandha Vigraha, so who is called the Radha Madan Mohan. And then the Acharya of the Sambandha like Vigraha is the Sanatan Goswami. So like, or the person who teaches the Sambandha Gyan is Sanatan Goswami. So like in this, like in the Mangalacharan prayers that we chant, the long ones, in that the prayers for the Sambandha Abhidaya and Prayojana Vigraha is offered. So anybody knows what is the prayer for Sambandha Vigraha? Sambandha Vigraha, like it is Mama Manda Matir Gati Mat Sarvasva Padam Bhojo Radha Madana Mohan. What is the starting? Okay, whatever, it is like the devotee is praying that, like, I have a lot of Mandagati, like I have dull intelligence. It's very clear that we are not able to remember the shloka. It's like, and then, so this dull intelligence can be removed by the mercy of the lotus feet of Radha Madan Mohan. So like when in the Sambandha Vigraha, the most important feature of the Sambandha Vigraha is the lotus feet. So the lotus feet, when the lotus feet is meditated upon, it actually dissipates the darkness and it actually gives the light of spiritual knowledge. Right, so this particular, this one actually happens. So in this way, like we see that this meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord is a very, very important aspect. In fact, devotees can actually do this as a nice sadhana as well. So like offering the lotus, offering flowers to the lotus feet of the Lord, offering tulsi, and manjaris to the lotus feet of the Lord. So in this way, like, and serving the lotus feet of the Lord and remembering and meditating on various different like aspects of the lotus feet of the Lord. So that is also very amazing, this one. So when it is coupled like with nice devotional service, we are practically also engaged in the service of the Lord, and then we are doing sufficient amount of Shravanam and Kirtanam. And after that, if we actually spend time on the deity worship and we meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord, it is very, very powerful. It actually brings about a lot of illumination, in terms of understanding Krishna conscious subjects. So that is why the scriptural study, it should not be a dry study. If you can like focus on the class, not chant at this time, it will be good. Okay, so this okay, so like the scriptural study, so it should be accompanied with devotional service, like practical rendering of service, and also it should be conducted along with the good amount of Shravanam and Kirtanam. And if we also take part in the deity worship of the Lord, so these all things helps a lot in scriptural study. Otherwise, what happens? The scriptural study becomes very, very dry. Like so, if you have been taught about some subject, like which you are not able to see any relevance to you, or which you are not able to see any practicality in it, and things like that, it becomes quite dry actually. So, but then if you are studying something and you are able to see some practical application of it, so then it becomes very lively. oh, like, no, I'm studying something and it is working, no? So then it becomes very lively. So that is why the scriptural study should be accompanied with nice Sevanam and Kirtanam and nice practical service and nice deity worship. No, deity worship means like performance of morning program, Mangalarati, and no, like other aspects, no, which are connected to deity worship. So it is very, very nice and nourishing actually. So when we do those things, so then, no, we start seeing whatever we study in the scriptures, it starts making sense. It starts like, we start, practically also seeing the same thing in this world. So otherwise, like if we don't do the other limbs of devotional service, so still everything around is dark, and then scripture says something and we see something else practically. So we will not be able to connect, with the reality, and then, after some time we will get bored in studying scriptures, and then we will say like, no, these are all like some funda is written in the scriptures, it is all not practical. So we will just leave it. So it requires amount of clarity of the subject, and for that it requires the previous angas are also very, very essential. So this, yes, Pada Sevanam, like when one particularly, okay, so here one obtains perfection of remembering when one constantly thinks of the lotus feet of the Lord, and the previous anga is connected here. So like previous anga, when it becomes, the remembrance becomes intensified, so then one will be able to remember the lotus feet of the Lord constantly. And being intensely attached to thinking of the lotus feet of the Lord is called Pada Sevanam. So this is one of the definitions. The previous definition that we saw was practically engaged in various different services, of the Lord. Okay, so now few other definitions will come up. When one is particularly adherent to the process of Pada Sevanam, this process gradually includes other processes, such as seeing the form of the Lord, touching the form of the Lord, circumambulating the form of the Lord or the temple of the Lord, visiting such places as Jagannath Puri, Dwaraka, Mathura to see the Lord's form, and bathing in the Ganges and Yamuna. Bathing in the Ganges and serving a pure Vaishnava is also known as Tadiya Upasana. So Tadiya means anything that is connected to the Lord is called Tadiya, and Tadiya Upasana means like worshipping the things which are directly connected to the Lord. So this is also Pada Sevanam. The word Tadiya means in relationship with the Lord. Service to the Vaishnava, Tulasi, Ganges and Yamuna are included in the Pada Sevanam. All these processes of Pada Sevanam help one advance in spiritual life very quickly. So now we see like what all different things that are there in Pada Sevanam, like rendering practical services, and then remembering the Lord's lotus feet constantly, and then like seeing the form, touching the form of the Lord, performing abhishek or dressing and things like that. So these also comes under the Pada Sevanam. And then circumambulating the Lord, visiting the holy places, and worship of Tulasi and worship of anything that is connected to the Lord, Tadiya Seva, that also comes under the category of Pada Sevanam. So now this is in the Tadiya Seva, like we have a nice shloka by Lord Shiva, to Parvati. He tells that Aradhananam Sarvesham Vishnur Aradhanam Param. The best of all forms of worship is Vishnur Aradhana, and Tasmat Parataram Devi. Even more better than that is Tadiyanam Samarshanam. So like one who is worshipping the things that are connected to the Lord, so that becomes even more like powerful form of worship than the worship of the Lord directly. So that is why one of one nice pastime of the Chaitanya Leela comes to my mind. So there was one devotee by name Kalidas. He was very much focused upon getting the remnants of food by various Vaishnavas. So he used to invite various Vaishnavas, he used to serve them nicely, and then whatever they would leave, he would take that. So it is mentioned that three things are very, very powerful in Krishna consciousness. What is that? Bhakta Pada Duli, Bhakta Pada Jala, and then Bhakta Uchishta. These three things are considered to be very powerful angas of bhakti, which gives profuse if it is done in the proper mood. So it is all sometimes devotees also take the lotus feet dust of other devotee, and it doesn't seem to be like a devotional service. Sometimes it seems to be like wrestling match going on. So like forcibly catching the feet and taking the dust and things like that and all. So that is when the mood is not there, that means always you remember phone put on double tape and put on the socket. No, kuch charge nahi hoga. So like not getting in, not executing that particular this one alone. No, along with that there is certain mood of like humility, and then feeling completely dependent upon that particular the dust of the lotus feet of devotee, or the remnants of the devotee and things like that, and feeling really like in need of it, and like really being in a very humble state of existence, and for the purpose of pleasing the Lord, and not to establish देखो like कितना चालाकी से निकाल दिया मैंने so not like that. So it should be like it is my only shelter, and if at all if I can get these things from the devotee, so then that becomes a great source of like advancement for me in Krishna consciousness, and begging and feeling completely unqualified to get that, but still praying to the Lord, praying to the devotee that like I need these things. So when such kind of a proper mood is being adopted, so then the like process actually becomes like potent, and it actually functions, it actually delivers Krishna consciousness to us. So now this devotee was like so much eager, and he used to do very nice service, like invite devotees and feed, and then he would take Mahaprasad. And then some devotees like feel very uncomfortable, so they would take the leaf and throw it outside, and he would take it from the garbage bin. And then some devotees would not even throw, like they would take the leaf and go off. And then so like then he would go to their home, and he would give mangoes. And in the mangoes, like people would like eat the pulp and throw the peels and the seed outside, and he would go pick up that and he would take. So like that and all, like all this kind of things that he used to do. And like one time this devotee actually came in the presence of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to go to Jagannath temple or come back and things like that, so he would always wash his feet just before entering the house. So like when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu washes his feet, so Govinda, his personal servant, would like put the water, and feet washing will happen, and nobody is allowed to touch the water. Every bit of it will go into the drain. Nobody is allowed to touch, right? So but this devotee, on that one particular day, he just goes and directly under the feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he just keeps his hand. And then all the devotees are like very angry, like in front of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, we are just like trying to take his this one, and don't you feel like he feels uncomfortable if somebody does like this in front of him? So like but then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says okay, he can take, because he had such intense faith in the Tadiya Seva, in the service to the devotees, and like getting the Mahaprasad of the devotees, and in a very humble mood, and like in proper attitude. So Mahaprabhu allowed him to take his direct water that has washed his feet. So this is like very very amazing, this one. So Tadiya Seva is considered to be like very, very powerful, very powerful, this one. So that is why like we should always see that like the devotee is like more important than serving the Lord. Of course the Lord's service should continue, so more important than that is like serving the devotees of the Lord. In fact sometimes it is also mentioned, so like for example, if somebody is doing deity worship at home, and say some like very exalted devotee or some sannyasi or somebody arrives at home, so the injunction of the scriptures is that he should give up worshipping the deity, and he should go and attend to the like the sadhu that has come at the home. So in this way, like this is considered to be a very, very important anga of bhakti. So like the Tadiya Seva, and we see that the practical engagement in the service, like sometimes people see that the Shravanam and Kirtanam is, of course, it is a primary anga of bhakti, and it's very, very important anga of bhakti. But we should not take it lightly. The other aspects of rendering the service of cleanliness, or service of like taking care of the devotees. Now when we organize a program of this nature, so like many, many different services will be there. So all of it actually comes under the category of sometimes either in the category of dasyam, in the category of pada sevanam. So one of these two categories it actually comes, and so a devotee should very enthusiastically do, and like everywhere this the prerequisites which I mentioned, so it is all to be applied. So now, for example, we are doing like after the program, so we are rolling the mat and we are sweeping the floor. So this is a very nice service, and this service when we are doing, so we are thinking that like one shloka which we keep remembering in this connection is that when Sudama actually goes to meet Krishna, so at that time Krishna actually embraces him, and Sudama mentions a very nice shloka which is worth remembering and meditating upon. So he says, Kuaham daridra papiyan kua Krishna Shri Niketana Brahma Bandhu Ritismaham Bahubhyam Parirambita. So he says that, no, who am I? I am so sinful, I am so unworthy to get the audience of Krishna. And who is Krishna? Krishna is the most opulent and most fortunate person, Sri Niketana, and I am the most unfortunate person. So there is no comparison at all. Why should there be any interaction at all between both of us? So but then still Krishna has mercifully embraced me, so I am very, very grateful to him. So this mood is very essential in terms of unlocking any anga of bhakti. So without this mood, a mechanical hearing or mechanical chanting or mechanically trying to take darshan of the Lord and things like that will not unlock the potential of devotional service, right? So to unlock the devotional service, one has to accept this mood. So now, like for example, we are rolling all the mats, and then even the process of rolling the mats also, we think that this is something it's very dear to the Lord, it's connection, these mats are used in the service of the Lord, and I've been given this opportunity to roll these mats. Why should I be given this opportunity? What is my qualification? So I don't have any qualification to get any service of the Lord, but still the Lord is very merciful, the devotees are very merciful. They have given me this service opportunity to render some service to the Lord. So when we do in that way, immediately we unlock the potential of devotional service. Immediately we get an experience of the Lord, and we actually make progress in the path of Krishna consciousness. Otherwise, like mechanical services, it has little benefit, and it has a maximum benefit it can offer, and beyond that it cannot offer any more benefit. So but to unlock the further aspects of devotional service, this mood is very, very essential, right? So in this way, a devotee should be trying to do the services with this mood in every service, even when we are attending the arati, taking darshan. So every service, if we put this mood behind, the Sudama's mood behind, so then it becomes very, very powerful in consciousness. And then he feels that how bad I was, and he is remembering his past sinful habits, and he's thinking that I've did dacoity, and I've did murder, I've did so many different things, all sorts of sinful activities that he had performed. So he was remembering all of it, and there in the purport Srila Prabhupada writes that one should not forget his past sinful activities, and one should remember them and regret for them. And when he does that, he makes spiritual advancement. So I was such a person, and I have been given this opportunity to render devotional service. I'm so fortunate. I'm very grateful to the Lord. So this way, when we actually do the service, then it becomes very rewarding. The service becomes very rewarding, and it tangibly offers advancement in Krishna consciousness. So advancement in Krishna consciousness means reduction of lust, anger and greed. This sign a devotee will be able to see as he performs his devotional service properly. So then when a devotee wants to see the transcendental form of the Lord, he begins his meditation on the Lord's body by first looking at the lotus, right? So this is how a devotee starts his meditation on the Lord. So this is also the way to take darshan of the Lord. So first we take darshan of the lotus feet of the Lord, and then we try to fix our mind over there and try to see various different what kind of flowers are offered to the Lord, and how what kind of jewelry is offered to the Lord's lotus feet, and then how the Lord's the payal and things like that. So all those things we can actually try to fix our mind on those different features of the lotus feet of the Lord, and then gradually proceed to the calf muscles, and then the thighs, and then the abdomen and the chest, and the face of the Lord, and things like that. So that's how the gradual meditation or taking darshan of the Lord should proceed. And then another quotation is there: one should begin to see the Lord's form from his lotus feet, gradually rising to the thighs, waist, chest, and face. So one should not try to look at the face of the Lord without being accustomed to seeing the lotus feet of the Lord, right? So this is also like in relation to studying of Srimad Bhagavatam. So the first and second cantos are compared to the lotus feet of the Lord. So like Pada Sevanam also means to study the first and second canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, and one should not abruptly jump into the 10th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is considered to be the beautiful face of the Lord, right? So if he is not accustomed to meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, and if he has not developed sufficient attraction to the lotus feet of the Lord, so then his further meditation will not be fruitful. Okay, so and next quotation is, by his constitutional position, Lord Shiva is always great and auspicious, but since he has accepted on his head the Ganges water which has emanated from the lotus feet of the Lord, he has become even more auspicious and important. The stress is on the lotus feet of the Lord. A relationship with the lotus feet of the Lord can even enhance the importance of Lord Shiva than what to speak of other ordinary living entities. No, so like in any way, if we come in contact with the lotus feet of the Lord. Now how we can come in contact? Shri Gandhar Giridhar Shriman Mahaprabhu ki jai. So when we come in contact with the lotus feet of the Lord, so how do we get in contact with the lotus feet of the Lord? So every day, you all can have a habit of offering some flowers and offering some tulsi leaves to the lotus feet of the Lord, right? So and then at the end of the day, like when you put the Lord to rest, we remove all the offerings that we have did, and then we remove the tulsi leaves and things like that, and maybe we can put the fresh tulsi leaves. So it is always this is one very powerful way of getting the mercy of the Lord. So like how much we will be able to please the Lord by our service is very difficult to estimate. But then if we bring the Lord and his dear devotees together, so then the Lord becomes pleased. And Tulsi is a very dear devotee of the Lord, and always trying to offer tulsi leaves to his lotus feet is very, very pleasing to the Lord. So like after you collect some tulsi leaves from the lotus feet of the Lord, so you can share amongst the family members, and you can actually honor the tulsi leaves considering with applying all those previous things that we had mentioned, like I am so fallen, why should I get this wonderful tulsi leaf that is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord? So I am very fortunate to get this the mercy of the Lord. So in that mood, when we consume that, so then you will see that you will have a tangible like progress that you make in Krishna consciousness. And then some wonderful incentive to like meditate on the lotus feet of the Lord is mentioned. It is very, very beautiful. So the beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord is compared to the petals of lotus flower which grows in the autumn season. By nature's law, in the autumn, the dirty and muddy waters of the rivers and lakes becomes very clean. At that time, the lotus flowers growing in the lakes appear very bright and beautiful. The lotus flowers itself is compared to the lotus feet of the Lord, and the petals are compared to the nails of the feet of the Lord. So this is like so everybody are running behind. Will come back. Okay. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare. Yeah, Haribol, like this is there, that our stranger box kind of a thing. Okay. So if I speak normally, no, everybody able to hear? Behind, ekdam behind? Huh? Okay. So then, no, we will continue. It takes a lot of time to, get back on this. So we were discussing on this aspect of the beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord. So it is, the Lord's lotus feet is very, very beautiful, and that, like, generally our consciousness goes behind the beauty of this world, and to counteract that, one has to meditate upon the beauty of the lotus feet of the Lord, right? So that is how, like, one can get the wonderful remembrance, or it is a nice incentive to actually focus on the lotus feet of the Lord. And also so it is mentioned that the lotus feet of the Lord also has a name called Tirtha Pada. Tirtha Pada means, like, Tirtha means what? When do we use this word Tirtha? Okay. Oh, okay. No, you can take this off. Okay, so where else we use this word Tirtha? Holy water, okay. In the temple also, like, Abhishekam water, in South India they call it as Tirtha. And yeah, like any other thing, holy places is also called as Tirtha. Tirtha Yatra, they call, so Tirtha. So, like, the Lord's lotus feet also is called as Tirtha Pada. So why the holy places are called as Tirtha? Like, why the holy places are called Tirtha? Why they become holy? Take a little. So why the holy places are holy? Because of the Lord's pastimes. Because the Lord performs some pastimes, or devotees of the Lord perform some pastimes. So, like, when the Lord appears in a particular place, that place becomes Tirtha. And then what to speak of the lotus feet of the Lord? It's because when the Lord keeps his lotus feet in a certain place, that place becomes Tirtha. So then the lotus feet is called the Tirtha Pada. So, like, it is mentioned, like, in one of the places, Srila Prabhupada writes that Lord Govinda, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, is described here as Tirtha Pada. Tirtha means sanctified place, and Pada means the lotus feet of the Lord. People go to the sanctified place to free themselves from sinful reactions. In other words, those who are devoted to the lotus feet of the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna automatically become satisfied. So the Lord's lotus feet are called Tirtha Pada because under their protection there are hundreds and thousands of saintly persons who can sanctify even the sacred places of pilgrimage. In fact, this is mentioned when Vidura, he goes around for so many different Tirtha Yatras, and then he comes back, like, to Hastinapur. At the time, Yudhishthir, he asks the well-being of Vidura. How was your journey, and what all different places you went and things like that. So, and then he also adds a particular description. So there is no point in asking, like, which all holy places you went, because you yourself is a holy place, because you always carry the Supreme Lord within your heart. So that is why you yourself is a holy place. So that is why it is mentioned that like in many of the places, like holy places you go, you will find the what is that? The place of many sadhus. You go to some place like Madhavendra Puri's place. You go to a place where Sanatana Goswami visited, or Rupa Goswami visited, or some great acharyas like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya visited. So you are considered to be Tirtha. Why? Because these are places of devotees, and the devotees naturally carry the Lord within their heart, and naturally, Lord's presence is invoked in that place. So then that place is also becomes Tirtha, right? So now Narottam Das Thakur, a great acharya in the Gaudiya Vaishnava Sampradaya, advises us not to travel to different places of pilgrimage. So of course we should travel to different places of pilgrimage, no? But why is this? No, he is mentioning here. Undoubtedly, it is troublesome to go from one place to another, but one who is intelligent can take share of the lotus feet of Govinda and thereby automatically sanctified as the result of his pilgrimage. So one who is fixed in the service of the lotus feet of Govinda is called Tirthapada. He does not need to travel on various pilgrimages, for he can enjoy all the benefits of such travel simply by engaging in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord. No? So this is like amazing that the Lord's lotus feet, no, serving the lotus feet of the Lord includes, no, visiting all the holy places as well. So but still a devotee still goes, no, and visits all the holy places, right? So because like every time when particular aspect of the devotion service is highlighted, so like then no, some kind of compromise is made. So like no, it doesn't mean that no, we should not go to the holy places of pilgrimage, no. So like why we should go to holy places of pilgrimage? Staying in Bangalore, we will not do that much of Shravanam and Kirtanam and that much of Vaishnava Seva. So when we go to holy places of pilgrimage, so we will go along with devotees. So we will have so much of Shravanam, Kirtanam. No, we will get the benefit of Pada Sevanam. We will get benefit of all the 9 angas of bhakti, no, very nicely, right? And then another quotation of Srila Prabhupada is there. It says, the lotus feet of the Lord are known as Mahat Padam. This means that the total source of material existence rests on the lotus feet of the Lord. So Mahat means like Tasam, no, Mahat Brahma, no, like Krishna mentions, or Mahat Yonir, no, Krishna mentions in Bhagavad Gita. Huh? Tasam Brahma Mahat Yonir. Aham bija pradapita. No, like, so he mentions that like this Mahat Yoni means the Mahat Tattva, or the sum total of material existence, and Mahat Padam means like lotus feet of Krishna is the resting place of the entire creation, no. So that has been highlighted here, no. And as stated in Bhagavad Gita 10:8, Aham Sarvasya Prabhava, everything is emanating from him. This cosmic manifestation, which is compared to an ocean of Nishayans, is also resting on the lotus feet of the Lord. As such, this great ocean of Nishayans is minimized by a person who is pure, who is a pure devotee. One who takes shelter of the lotus feet of the Lord need not cross over the ocean, for he has already crossed it by virtue of his position at the Lord's lotus feet. So in this connection, there is a nice shloka that is there. So it says, Samashritaye Padapallava Plavam Mahat Padam Punya Yasho Murare, no, Bhavam Budur Vatsa Padam Param Padam Yad Vipadam Natesham. So it is mentioned that one who takes shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, so like when he takes shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, we just discussed the Lord's lotus feet is the resting place of the entire material existence, no, like and material existence is also compared to a great ocean. No, to cross over the ocean is not an easy thing. So like you have to, even if you take the most powerful boat, it will take many days to cross over the ocean. So but this boat, like the Lord's lotus feet, is considered to be Plavam, Mahat Plavam. So it is a very amazing boat, no. And this boat, such an amazing aspect of this boat is the moment you board the boat, the whole ocean becomes so small, just like a calf's hoof print, no, how much water it can contain, no, small puddle, no, easily you can cross over. So the moment you take shelter of the Lord's lotus feet, the great ocean of material existence becomes so small, you can easily cross over it. So like, no, so in this way, like the Lord's lotus feet is glorified, no, over here. And then, so it is also mentions, there is one nice quotation that is there. So like the Lord also has a nice pastime of Markandeya Rishi, like, you know, if I am not wrong, who is that Chiranjeevi, like, who was floating in the ocean of metal existence, Markandeya Rishi, right? So like, it's okay, it's going on fine. So like, he was floating in the ocean of inundation, ocean of pralaya. So at that time, now he came to a small island kind of a place, where he saw that Krishna was lying on the leaf of a banyan tree, or people tree, like no Vatapatra Shahi, no, he's called as this one. And what was Krishna doing at that time? No, like a small baby Krishna lying on the leaf, and what was he doing? Huh? He was he was tasting his own sweetness of his own lotus feet, right? So that particular section has been highlighted here. As the Supreme Personality of Godhead, you have taken birth from my abdomen, oh my Lord. How is that is possible for the Supreme One who has in his belly all the cosmic manifestation? This is Brahmaji is telling that the whole universe is there in your belly, but then inside that you have taken birth. So it is like quite a astonishing thing. The answer is that that is possible, for at the end of millennium you lie down on a leaf of a banyan tree, and just like a small baby you lick the toe of your lotus feet. So Srila Prabhupada writes in the purport, at the time of dissolution, the Lord sometimes appears as a small baby lying on the leaf of a banyan tree, floating on the devastating water. Therefore, Devahuti, this is like Devahuti is mentioning. Devahuti is talking about Kardam, like what is that? Kapiladev. Kapiladev was born from a room, so she is actually comparing that. So, you are lying down within the abdomen of a common woman like me is not so astonishing. You can lie down on the leaf of a banyan tree and float on the water of devastation as a small baby. Therefore, it is not very wonderful that you can lie down in the abdomen of my body. So you teach us that those who are very fond of children within this material world and who therefore enter into marriage to enjoy family life with children can also have the Supreme Personality of Godhead as their child. And the most wonderful thing is that the Lord himself licks his toe. So every mother should think that the Supreme Lord should come and take birth. So that is also a devotional service. Since all the great sages and devotees apply all energy and all activities in the service of the lotus feet of the Lord, there must be some transcendental pleasure in the toes of his lotus feet. The Lord licks his toe to taste the nectar for which the devotees always aspire. Sometimes the Supreme Personality of Godhead himself wonders how much transcendental pleasure is there within himself, and in order to taste his own potency, he sometimes takes the position of tasting himself. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna himself, but he appears as a devotee to taste the sweetness of the transcendental mellow in himself, which is tasted by Srimati Radharani, the greatest of all devotees. So, with this, I pause today's discussion on the lotus feet of the Supreme Lord. There are many other aspects, and there are many other shlokas also I had collected. Many wonderful shlokas glorifying the lotus feet of the Lord. So, but we should spend some time discussing whatever we have discussed till now, churning whatever we have discussed till now. So that will also help us enhance our meditation on the lotus feet of the Lord. So, any questions, comments, or some reflections you can put now. Hare Krishna.
Prabhu, you said different angas of praying the Krishna and thing is also considered as Pada Sevanam. So,
different angas of
Supreme Lord. Doing services to the Supreme Lord is also
okay.
considered as Pada Sevanam. So, in that respect, all these demigods are considered as the different body parts of Krishna, right? So,
okay.
So, is that then praying demigods is also considered as?
Yeah, so that is also service to the Lord. That's like you take very powerful medicine, 5 ml of medicine, and then you put it in some 100 ml of, or like maybe 1 liter of dilution. So it will have its effect. That is also Pada Sevanam. So, but then the most powerful Pada Sevanam is direct service to Krishna, and service to those direct devotees of the Lord who are only interested in serving the Lord. So the Devatas, worship of the Devatas is also like a form of devotional service. So if it is properly associated with Vishnu worship, if it is not, like the first offering is not offered to Vishnu, and then the prasad is not offered to the Devatas, so then the whole thing becomes Rajasic worship. So that worship doesn't help us in advancing in devotional service. So but worship of the Devatas is an indirect form of worship of Krishna. So it offers very little, very mild benefit, So, but worship of Krishna, like along with his dear devotees, who has nothing else apart from rendering service to Krishna. So then it becomes very powerful. So the devatas have some issues, like in Srimad Bhagavatam we see that many times, like they are attached to the property, they are attached to the kingdom, and they are nice servants, they are nice devotees of the Lord, but they are not, like so to say, the pure devotees of the Lord. So that is why service to the pure devotees is considered to be more powerful Pada Sevanam, and service to the devotees of the Lord who are not very pure, so it's considered to be Pada Sevanam with lot of dilution. So then the diluted medicine will have its very little effect, like that. Yes. Any other questions? Yes.
Thank you, Prabhuji, for wonderful class. Actually, first time I'm hearing the Pada Sevanam so detailed. So always when I do Abhishek for the Lord on Ekadashi, somehow I get attracted towards his lotus feet. When he explained about the when you offer to the Tulasi, I feel somewhat is connected. Thank you so much, Prabhuji. It's made me to intensely to pray more.
Yes, nice, very, very nice. Any devotee would like to share some things which you liked in the session, some reflections or some questions? Yes, Prabhu. What's your name, Prabhu?
Kedar.
Kedar.
So I wanted to know about path, or I think somewhere I listen it is a pad. So I have confusion between this. It is a pad or a path.
So okay, so pada is also there and pada is also there. So like both the things. So the Sanskrit has many different ways of representation. So like when we discuss about pada naka neera janita jana pavana. So like when we sing that bhajan, so we call as pada naka, So that is like something which is connected to the feet of the Lord. So then the word pada is used. So when the Lord's feet itself is described, then it is called pada, So like so the Sanskrit grammar you need to understand when to use pada and when to use pada, like that. Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
Your name, Prabhu?
My name is Anik.
Anik?
Anik Hore.
Anik, okay.
You mentioned about pure devotee. So, like in Kali Yuga, everything is diluted, so I don't know how to identify pure devotee.
Okay.
Like,
so the characteristics are mentioned. So when we talk about purity, so any alloy, so like then we need to know like what is that impurities that are there. The scriptures define what is the impurities. So impurities are like bhukti, mukti, and things like that. So these are the impurities. Karma and jnana is considered to be the impurities. So like so bhukti means the desire for sense gratification. Desire for I want to enjoy this particular thing. I have certain choices of enjoyment and things like that. So in material enjoyment, so like I will perform this pious activity, and in result, I need to get lot of wealth, or I need to get a lot of power, and fame and things like that. So this kind of desires, it forms one kind of a contamination. So that contamination is of the karma, and then this another contamination is the contamination of jnana. So that talks about the liberation. So like I want to render service to the Lord, but then like first of all my problems should be set aside. Then I will render service to the Lord. So this is also service to the Lord, but with contamination. Contamination of liberation. So this, when the devotional service is free from the contamination of karma and jnana, or the bhukti and mukti, so then it becomes pure devotional service. So only for the pleasure of the Lord, the service is performed. So like, Srila Prabhupada has established, Srila Prabhupada is a pure devotee, and many pure devotees are there, like Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, and many great devotees of the Lord who have traversed this this one. And by their mercy, like we have the scriptures which are written by them, the Bhagavatam commented by them and things like that. So in this way we can get the contact of pure devotees of the Lord. And also, like when you start practicing this Krishna consciousness, you will also find, so various devotees are trying to become pure and at various levels of purity, and we will be able to get association of those devotees also, and in this way, like we can make progress in that. So even in this worst age of Kali, you will still find some pure people who are still trying their best to attain the lotus feet of the Lord. Hare Krishna. Any other questions or reflections which devotees like to share?
Harikshetra, I want to ask one thing. When we say Pada Sevanam, so this term refers to only the worship of Lord's lotus feet, or it can refer to the worship of Guru and Vaishnava lotus feet?
That is also mentioned, Tadiya Seva. Tadiya Seva, like it is also included. So, like worshipping the lotus feet of a pure devotee of the Lord, the spiritual master, and things like that. So that is also considered to be like Pada Sevanam, because that in the category of things that are like accommodated in this category of Pada Sevanam. So the Tadiya Seva also was one of the aspects. So it is included.
Will you elaborate again on the one topic about how to get connected to the Lord? Once you give the example that putting double tap and sleeping, staying close to the lotus, close to the Lord may not be getting connected, but when what is actually called as
see, like one important thing is seeing that how the Lord will get benefited by my service than what I like as devotional service. Like there is a gulf of difference that is there. So we call it as Kubja mentality. So Kubja was, like all of you know, like Trivakra or Kubja, she was a resident of Mathura, and when Krishna and Balram entered into Mathura, so they were meeting different peoples, like they went to a tailor, they went to a malakar, who stitches mala, and one Dobi also they met, and then this Trivakra or Kubja, she was also one of the persons Krishna met, and her job was to provide perfumes and nice chandan and things like that to Kamsa. And Krishna asked that you are taking all these wonderful things, why don't you give it to me? And then she was very happy, I have never seen such a beautiful young man, so it is best that I offer it to you. And then Krishna, by his mercy, he made Kubja, who was called as Trivakra, bent. She was like a hunchback woman, and Krishna made her straight, and then he made her beautiful also. And then Kubja developed a desire to associate with Krishna, and Krishna fulfilled her desire as well. So and then Kubja was trying to enjoy Krishna. She wanted Krishna for her satisfaction. It is not for the satisfaction of Krishna, it is for the satisfaction of her. So, and actually the Acharyas, even Shukadeva Goswami himself also is not very happy with that mood. So we should approach Krishna for serving him, because he is the master, this finger is there. So this finger has a different plan other than your plan. So you make a plan for the day, and you think that this finger will help me in taking this mobile, or packing my bags, and driving my vehicle and things like that. And if this finger has a different plan altogether, so then it will not be of any cooperation to you. So the Krishna, we are all part and parcel of the body of Krishna, and we are meant to render service to Krishna as Krishna wants, not as we want. That's the most of the times this is the problem. I want to render service to the Lord in this way, and nobody is understanding me. I want to render service to the Lord in this way, and why the Lord is not reciprocating to me. So that is not the case. We have been doing that for life after life. And so for in the Kubja's case, what happens? Krishna spends some time with her, but then he left her. Krishna is not in need of our service. That is where this point of connection with the Lord is very, very essential. So the point of connection is to remembering the mood of Sudama, why should I be given this service? No, why should I be at all given this service? Like, no, so many wonderful personalities are there, so many Lakshmi Sahasra Sasa Sambrama Sevyamanam, so many Lakshmijis are waiting, no, for rendering service to Krishna. So like, what is the value of my service? No, why should I be given any opportunity to render service at all? But still Krishna is so merciful. No, he has given me something. So then, so that like makes, no, a devotee very, very like nourished in the service, and then he feels very nice to render service, and like, no, he likes, no, even any menial service also, like, no, he becomes very, no, satisfied. So that is the this one. So like, no, one time a nice this one of what is that anecdote of Srila Prabhupada, nice pastime of Srila Prabhupada. So he went to one temple, and I forgot the temple's name. The temple president was the what is that, our Jayananda Prabhu. So like, and no, Prabhupada went, and everybody were crowding, no, like around Prabhupada, and then like no, so then Prabhupada saw it, everybody, and then no, he exchanged some greetings, and after that he asked, where is Jayananda? No. So and everybody were looking at, no, where is he? No, he's not there, visible only. And then they were going and searching all around the temple, and he was cleaning the garbage, no, somewhere in some corner, and then they caught him and they brought him to Prabhupada. So it is very important that Lord, we may be like trying to be there in front of the Lord or in the front of the spiritual master, but the spiritual master is, or the Lord is interested in those devotees who are rendering service, no, busy rendering service, right? So that is the mood, like that actually, gets us to connect with Krishna, right? So the mood of humility, the mood of gratitude, and the mood of like, this Sudama's like shloka is like very, very important shloka. Like, it's one of the aspects of one of the things that I try to meditate on my daily sadhana. So I try to remember this one. So who am I? I am such a sinful man. And who is Krishna? Krishna is so great. Why should he embrace me? No, like it is, no, I am very, very grateful to him. So this is something that we can do in our day-to-day practice. No, like when we try to worship the Lord, no, we can think, no, why should I be given this opportunity to worship the Lord? When I try to chant the names of the Lord, no, we can think, no, why should I be given the opportunity to chant the names of the Lord? Or if we are attending Aarti here, and then the like Aarti, no, this one is, lamp is brought forward. And then when it comes to us, like, no, we can think, no, that, no, this is such an auspicious, this one who sees, take darshan of the Lord, one who takes the arati, no, like, or one who smells the flowers that are offered to the Lord, no, it is like unimaginable, no, spiritual benefits are there. No, we cannot even imagine such an ordinary, such a very seemingly very small activity. No, it gives so much of spiritual benefit. So why should I be given this opportunity? No, like what, no, good I have done in my life, no, to get such an opportunity. So, but still the Lord is merciful. No, he is giving me this. So when we have this attitude, so then we will be able to connect with the Lord through the devotional service. So then we make advancement in devotional service. Otherwise, service will happen, but no connectivity will be there. No, it will be like the double tape only. So even after many years of practice, still we will feel that, the heart is not purified. My lust, anger and greed is not reduced. No, my pride is not reduced. Like, all these different things, will be there. So, but I will not develop taste for rendering actual devotional service to the Lord. No, that.
Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Krishna, you told us like when we take darshan, first we need to take darshan at lotus feet of the Lord and then gradually to face. But whenever we go to temple, directly we want to see what color does Krishna wear. So how to develop that mood probably, like we need to take the darshan of lotus feet.
Yeah, we should keep reminding ourselves that we should do this thing. Yeah, so we, different devotees have different things. Like, sometimes devotees are very fond of the turban. What kind of turban Krishna is wearing and things like that. This is also very nice meditation on the Lord. So to start with, all of these are encouraged, and then once we become serious practitioners, so then we say like, okay, now you go by the procedure. So like this one is initial attraction. Whatever you feel attracted to the Lord, you are all good. You can go ahead do that. And then after initial attraction, so you feel that you have to become now serious about the practice of devotional service, then we apply the rules and regulations, right? So then when we apply the rules and regulations, then we get more deeper into the meditation of the Lord. So because it is well formed and well structured, so it unlocks one after another, it actually unlocks the spiritual milestones for us, right? So in that way, if we get accustomed to meditating on the lotus feet of the Lord, like Mataji was sharing, so when she is doing Abhishekam, she is getting attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. So that's a very good sign. So when we do deity worship also, we get attracted to the lotus feet of the Lord. It's a very, very good sign. And one nice way of doing that is, today I could not spend time in the shlokas, so we can memorize some shlokas glorifying the lotus feet of the Lord. And when we recite, we obviously tend to look at the lotus feet of the Lord, and that will help also. So and this memorization of shlokas also will help purify our consciousness in taking darshan of the Lord. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna. So, such a nice, wonderful explanation and elucidate description of the Lord's lotus feet. So let us thank Prabhuji with a loud chanting of Hare Krishna Mahamantra. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Okay, now is the activity time. I will request all the devotees who are roaming in the corridor, please come inside. Everybody. And now we will form our groups. Okay, we will form the groups based on the